how do we initiate business conversations with our sphere to the point where they don't feel like they're being marketed to and or bothered? And as you work through your exactly what to say workbook, this is a lot of the part where when you look at what's your experience and or what do you understand, if we can relate that to the market. So remember, everybody is in the center of a marketplace. If they're a renter, you can obviously connect with them more about how are things, experiences, how is your experience renting going right now? That's an easy transition to ask about an overall experience or feeling, knowing that as a relationship with them, you know that they've been renting, they've been renting somewhere. And so in context to a conversation, you could share that you've been talking to a lot of people and you're just curious, how is their experience going being a renter right now? How is their experience going renting in blank area? And as they start talking about that, you can then bring up, and what do you understand about the changes that are happening within the rental market? So you see, if we can bring things to the rental market, the purchase market, the investor market, and the selling market, now all of a sudden you have context to talk about. And for most people, when you ask, what do you understand? They're going to have some feedback or no feedback. And what makes this very interesting is now you can continue with your curiosity questions, meaning that what I can ask somebody is, well, help me understand, where did you get that information? You know what? I'm hearing something similar, but also a little different. Help me understand, where did you get that information? Or where are you getting your information? And as people start sharing things, you can go back to similar questions. And what do you understand about how Zillow conducts their estimate? What do you understand about where Zillow gets their information to share that estimate with you? And now all of a sudden, when somebody says, you know what? I don't quite know. Don't they just get it with recent home sales? And you say, yes, they do. Yet, are you familiar that those home sales are about 90 days old? Are you familiar? What's your experience with Zillow's advertising platform on their estimate sometimes being lower? So then that way there are opportunities or areas for them to utilize your information for advertising purposes. There's lots of things that once we start to lower a person's certainty without making them feel like we're judging them, is then you can start using the would it help or could it help? Could it help if I included you on a monthly market update? Or could it help if I included you in your changed home value every month as I'm updating more people within my center of influence, within my sphere, within my community, within my friends and family, or within the neighborhood if you're now building a farm? So again, the market's going to be one of the best questions to ask people. What's their experience? What are they understanding? Help you understand? Just curious. What have you heard about what's happening in the market? If these things come up, then it's easy for you to now identify where their experience is or their interest level or thought of change, which now starts going to, hey, just curious, have you ever thought about making a change? Just curious, have you ever thought about being a homeowner? Just curious, have you ever thought about, or just curious, is this your dream home? Or have you guys ever thought about being in another neighborhood? See, the transition to just identifying, have they ever thought, is going to move you into a business relationship with them, because where does everything stem from? Our thoughts. And our thoughts then start to become our beliefs, and our beliefs start to become our actions. So what we need to do is stay in the relationship of past to present and then identify, have they ever thought about doing something different? Not are they going to do something different? See, most people, the enemy is not really objections, it's indecision. Most people are undecided on, are they going to do something? And so engaging the services of a real estate agent don't feel needed, but engaging the services of an expert to walk through conversation in curious ways that helps you show them you know them, because most people you work with have felt the same way. And here is what we have found has helped them. So here's what you and I are going to do next. I'm going to add you into my monthly market update. I'm going to start sending you information. I'm going to share with you stories. So then that way, whether it be 1 year or 5 years from now, so the goal with your center of influence is to make sure we have a better understanding of what they like doing, what's happening with their family, what's going on at work, and what are their thoughts that are related to who they are, which is most likely, if you're labeling them in real estate, as a renter, an investor, or a homeowner. If we can target those three areas, now we can engage in their thoughts and providing useful information in the form of your emails, your calls, your texts, your updates, your pop buys. And we'll talk a lot about this more later as we work towards asking for referrals on a consistent basis.